But this is the end result. I'm gonna make some coffee and have some with my coffee. Hey, no, no, hey. Good morning, guys. I am actually feeling really good, well rested. I got a chance to sleep in a little bit this morning because I'm working on the late shift at work. So it's nice to have a morning to just sleep in, stay in bed, watch some YouTube videos. Yeah, but I really miss Colin, so I slept in the middle of the bed so it doesn't feel so empty on one side. But I think he might be coming home tonight, so that'll be good. Okay, I was actually debating what I was gonna eat for breakfast. I was down for some cereal, but I've been craving these chocolate scones I made one time really bad. And I know we're trying to get Punta Cana ready, but it's been too long I've had this craving. And I am so bad with cravings, it will like eat away at me until I eat it. So, but Colin's teaching me about control, because definitely when he's around, I have more control, because he's definitely the kind of guy who doesn't give in to sweets and stuff that's bad for you. He's pretty healthy when he's determined. So I'll put the link for the recipe down below. The link is for Nutella chocolate scones, but I don't put the Nutella because I don't think we have any. Plus I like how I did it before. I did it with white chocolate chips and Score bits, and then I drizzled white chocolate over top instead of the Nutella. So the link will be down below. First step, preheat your oven to 375 and have a baking sheet lined with some parchment paper. Step is to mix all your dry ingredients. Baking with chocolate, whether it's chocolate cupcakes or chocolate cake, and I put cocoa powder and cinnamon, I always use espresso powder. I love that coffee taste, but also I think the espresso powder brings out the richness of the chocolate flavor. So this I found in the coffee aisle. I think it's just like instant espresso and it's really fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add like a teaspoon of the cocoa powder, even though it's not in the recipe. I did add it last time and it was so good. Okay, so now the recipe calls for the butter. It's supposed to be cold butter and you're supposed to mix it in with your hands and make it pretty mealy. But since we use like vegan margarine, it still works out pretty good, but it's gonna be a lot softer than if you used cold butter. Okay, so how I know the butter is incorporated in is it kind of feels like wet sand. So you can see when I squeeze it together it sticks, then I can crumble it all up. So that's how you know the butter is incorporated nicely. Now the recipe calls for half a cup of heavy cream, but we don't have any heavy cream, so I'm going to use almond milk. And I did use almond milk last time and it was still pretty successful. And now we add our egg. Okay, so now you're going to slowly add your wet ingredients and mix it in with a spatula. So now it's taken on like a wet doughy consistency. So this is where I'm gonna add my mix-ins. So in this case, I'm gonna add half a bag of white chocolate chips, and I'll show you later what I'm gonna do with the other half. So good, so bad. And then I'm gonna add a handful of Score bits. These are from Bulk Barn, but you can buy them in individual packs too at the grocery store. And why I have so much toffee bits is because for Christmas I make mass amounts of toffee shortbread, which is a secret recipe I might share with you guys one day. So now I'm gonna go in again with my hands and mix it up. Now I'm going to sprinkle some flour just here on the counter because I'm just going to roll it out a little. Just make it into a disc. So you want to make sure your disc is pretty even, not really thick in the middle and not really thin on the edges, because you want your scones to be uniform so they cook evenly. So now you're going to cut them into wedges for scone shapes. So the recipe calls for 18 to 20 minutes, so I'm going to put it in for a total of 20 minutes, but I set my timer for 10 minutes so that after half time I'm going to turn the tray around just so they bake evenly. Okay, so now we're going to melt some chocolate. So I have a saucepan here filled with some water, and I have a tempered bowl, so meaning it can withstand the heat. I'm just going to put it over the saucepan and turn up the heat, and the water is going to boil. And it's going to be a nice way to melt your white chocolate for the drizzle. Okay, so you can drizzle the chocolate over the scones once they're done, but I like to be a little bit fancy and use a piping bag. So I just get these piping bags from Bulk Barn for like 10 cents each, and I just put it in a cup. Since it's just going to be a small amount of chocolate, I'm just going to use a small cup and open it up in the mouth of the glass so it's easy to pour the chocolate in. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Ooh, they smell amazing. But I think I made my disc a little bit thick, but they look good. So we're gonna do the toothpick test to make sure they're cooked all the way through. Let's do a fat one, this one. Pretty dry. Do another fat one. Okay, so I have my cooling rack here, and I have a tea towel underneath, so when I can put the drizzle can just fall on the tea towel. Of course, you can use a paper towel or parchment paper. Okay, so while these were cooling, I decided to change for work. And now I'm ready to drizzle my white chocolate on. So you're just gonna cut a little tip off the piping bag and drizzle away. Audio Jungle. But this is the end result. I'm gonna make some coffee and have some with my coffee. Okay guys, I'm off to work. I'll see you later. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm having an amazing day because I feel like everything is working out today. I was a little bit stressed out because some of the requisitions that our fertility clinic needed, I was worried I wasn't going to be able to get them done due to conflicting days of my cycle. However, a turn of events was that my new cycle actually started today, and it worked out perfectly because now I can do my blood test requisitions tomorrow and have the results in by our consultation next week, as well as I'm going to be in Vancouver during the time frame that I can do a hysteroscopy, which is a test where they put a camera inside and have a look around. The other option, if I wasn't able to get the hysteroscopy done there, they were going to ask my OB-gynecologist here if they could do a HSG test for me, which is the tube dye test. However, there is usually a long delay to get that one booked. It took me last time like 4 months to get that booked, and it was really stressing me out because I did not want to wait another 4 months to try and book that test. So I'm really happy that we were able to book a hysteroscopy while I'm in Vancouver next week. However, I did have to change my flight, which cost me a little bit, but definitely not nearly as much as I was expecting. So all in all, having a great afternoon, great morning. I should start every day off with scones. And then when I left work, there was a rainbow. It's a sign. It's gonna be a good day. Look at his home! Look, he's covered in mud.
Not really.
Did you miss Pablo more than me?
No.
When you came home, you went right to Pablo.
Someone has to take care of him.
I fed him on my lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Pablo, who do you like more? Me or Colin? You swim to whichever hand you like better. I can't see. Cause you're by the heater and your hand is in the water. That's why you swim to you.
There you go.
Pablo,
Don't
who
tap
feeds
on.
you? Who feeds you? Oh, see?
He's a fish.
So I threw some chicken and veggies in the crock pot at my lunch, and now dinner's ready. So Colin's working out and I'm gonna edit, and then we're just gonna hang out for the rest of the night. So good night, we'll see you later.
No, no, no.